Before now, I had done clips on the right kind of courtship, what you should be doing when you are in courtship, when actually courtship starts. I've also done reasons for getting married. Today I would like us to go further on the issue of courtship and experiment, if possible, what should be the point of discussions while you go out with somebody on courtship or even before marriage, because a lot of people take discussions for granted. I will also want to sound this note of warning. If you are going out with somebody and you hardly can express yourself before the person, you are in trouble, because marriage, being a lifetime thing, is spent in discussions, spent at all times in exposing yourself to your partner, hoping that your partner will also be talking to you with the same understanding. And so if relationship is quiet, then there is trouble. And so before you say I do, or before you propose to that person that you so much love, there are needs that you should at the beginning be discussing how the marriage will be like. And when there are gray areas, there is a need for both of you to sort out those gray areas. Don't take things for granted. Like you ask a question and the question is not answered and you assume that everything is fine. No, everything is not fine, because from the discussions you have, there is a tendency that the person you are talking to will, from the discussions, have an idea of the kind of person he or she should expect in marriage. There are no assumptions. And so it's important that when you have somebody that you are gearing your mind to get married to, you talk about career. What is the person doing presently? What will this person be doing when you get married? You talk about residence. Where is this person presently? Where will the person be after marriage? If the person is living outside the country, are you going to join the person there, or you be home while the person goes out there to hustle? Your relations, how are you going to, I'm talking of relations now, your siblings and extended family members, how are you going to relate with them? There are some that are already gearing their minds to, as soon as they get married, they take all their family members to their new home. If you are the wife or the husband, will you be able to cope? And so there is a need to find out who are the relations and how are they going to be when you are coming into a new understanding of marriage. Your past relationship is important. A lot of people don't want to go there. And so for the best that you can imagine in marital relationship, there is a need that you talk about your past relationships. From the beginning, the very first person that you lost your virginity to, if there was anything like that, to the last person that you were with before you made this proposal. It's important that you discuss this in detail. The reason for this particular points is that as a young person, you be careful when such discussions are going on, because what led to this man's breakage of a relationship will affect you if you do the same thing. And so there you are. And of course, these persons are human beings. Some of them are still alive, some of them are still within the cycle of relationship with your spouses. And so if you don't open up to how it is with them now, at what point will you feel free to do that? There is a need that you talk about your relationship, your friendship. How has it been? There are people who gather friends around themselves. They can hardly be without friends gathered around themselves. And so if you are that kind of person that will never walk alone, then there is a need that your spouse knows that you can never be alone, so that the person will have that at the back of his or her mind, that there will be people around them in the marriage. And so you look into family itself when formed. How will it be? The number of children you expect, if they are going to be 4, 6, 12, what combination will you expect? And if you are saying only 2 kids and you have 2 girls, will that be okay? Or you want to look for things to augment the number? And if you have your children, what are the plans you have for upbringing of the children? What level of education will be okay for them? When you are living together as man and wife in the same house, what level of privacy will you expect to have? Okay, if you have your phone, will you be hiding it under your dress because you don't want your spouse, your partner to see or know what you're doing? What level of privacy will you request? What kind of food do you eat? What kind of food do you not like? And if your spouse is aligning to the kind of food that you don't like initially, will you just manage, or you will insist that it has to be your own? The chores for the house, how do you run it? Are you the type that will insist that you can never mend your bed unless it's done by someone else? You can never sweep the house where you reside unless it's done by someone else. So these are family things. Your children, how do you reprimand them? Are you free to spanking of the kids, or they can never be touched? These are things that you have time, you should create time to talk about. What are your expectations in life? How will you want to live your life as a married person vis-a-vis where you are coming from as a single person? And so how do you relate with friends and relations? Are they going to be core part of your life even as a married person? What are your addictions? What are you addicted to? What can you not just live because you're married? And so what are your character? Those things that people know you for, even when they are not too good. There is a need for you to discuss it with the person you are going to share your life with. It's important so that this person knows you for who you are. And so there are crises in homes when people hide so much of those things that they ought to have been known for, and they wait until the knots are tied and they come say, na me now, na so I be. Guy, no be so you be. There are things you should be able to give up for the reason that you are getting into marriage. And what are your likes and dislikes? Does he know, does she know that you like this thing or you dislike the other? What kind of company do you keep? Do you club? What kind of associations do you keep? There is a need that all these are discussed. If I start telling you my own dislikes, you'll be marveling. But there are some of those things that I needed to accommodate even when I got married, because I know that life in that particular extreme will not help. But there is a need also that you make it abundantly clear so that whoever is relating with you will know these are your likes, these are your dislikes. You can contain this, you cannot do without the other one. There are no pretenses in marriage, because those who started pretending way back can no longer be sustained in the relationship. And that is one of the reasons why there have been a lot of crises in marriage. Thank you. Work hard and you'll see the effect of your working hard in that relationship. It doesn't come easy. That you see people out there that you love the way they do their own things, it doesn't just come easy. They make effort. They put themselves together with a better understanding that these things are for two of us to work together in, and with that understanding and with the effort that they are making, God blesses their marriage with perfection, if there is any word like that. Thank you for listening, and may God help you as you make effort to do things better to the glory of his name. Amen.